So guys, this is just a rant I had about Wonderlands and nerfs while I was falling for the Dove Hornet. I've been meaning to make a video on this for quite a bit now, so I feel like I'm just going to put this out there because I get my thoughts out pretty well. Anyways, enjoy. It's a shame that they nerfed every fucking fun skill, including the Clawbringer for some reason, twice before they gave him a buff. That was really funny. I mean, because I didn't play Clawbringer. Man, that was shit so funny. I love that shit. I mean, it's so shit that Gearbox does this every time. They did it with Zane, who was the worst character at launch. They nerfed him before, like, they shadow nerfed Zane's best skill before they gave him any buff. And they didn't want to make a thing out of it, so they just shadow nerfed it. It was like, what the fuck? Because, like, did you think we weren't going to find out that the build suddenly doesn't work anymore? They did the same thing with Moze. I can't remember what they shadow nerfed Moze with. I wasn't much of a Moze player, so I didn't really know. But they publicly did it with Clawbringer, who was just so by far the worst character. Like, none of their skills were really that good. And before they got buffs, oh, they got nerfs. They got so many nerfs. It's so funny. It was so fucking funny, dude. It was one of my favorite things about the Borderlands metagame, because that was the first update. The second update is where shit went to shit, you know? The second update is where everything in my build was broken and the Buffmeister glitch no longer worked and half of my fucking spell shot skills no longer worked and liquid cooling never works again, and now Dial Cryo SMGs suck, and yeah, just everything I used just no longer good. Man, fuck Nerfpocolipse. I can't believe that they did that again. Give the fucking Crossroads its one pellet back. It wasn't even a meta gun, dude. It was barely even a meta gun, to be honest. Like, people used it because it was fun. People didn't use it because it would kill everything, I swear. Just because Chain Zane was a build. Did the same shit with the redistributor. Just nerf Chain Zane. What are you doing? Why get rid of the pellet? I don't understand why this is the option they chose. Every time, man. Every fucking time with these guys. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I fucking loved Wonderlands. I'm not gonna be ashamed to admit it. I loved Wonderlands. It was so fucking fun. The launch of Wonderlands was probably one of the best launches for a Borderlands game, just because it kind of worked and it didn't kick you out immediately. Like, it was missing a lot of, like, dedicated loot drops, but I feel like the ones that mattered were there at launch, and the game was just fun to play, and the story was an absolute dog shit. It was incredibly derivative of Dragon Keep, but we take what we can take, to be honest. When they nerfed literally every gun I used, how can I not be mad? Like, in a game where it really does not matter that I can use the Buffmeister and the fucking barrel spell to, like, do crazy damage with my Dial SMG. Who cares if that's a glitch? It's fun. Why do you think Borderlands 2 is so beloved? Dude, everyone loves Salvador. Salvador is great. Salvador is great. And he is just a walking glitch. It is literally impossible to use Salvador's action skill without glitching it because of just everything. And yet they never fixed having an offhand giving you healing or giving you crit damage, or the fact that money shot could be abused, or the fact that you could have infinite ammo if you gun zerked with a Vladov launcher. It was just fun. They kept it in, and it's still in the game today, and it was the meta was literally formed around it, which maybe was not the best idea for Melee Zero and Melee Krieg, but Salvador is very fun to play. I don't know why they couldn't just do a similar thing with Buffmeister Barrel. I don't know why they had to nerf every fucking good skill the spell shot had, and the liquid cooling, which is a gun everyone loved to use. And then they also fucking nerfed the good SMGs, and it's so annoying because that was the only, like, big nerf that happened. And then, like, shortly after that, people discovered how broken, like, TD fairy chucks were, and then that was that. Like, it was way more broken than the fucking Buffmeister glitch ever was, and it didn't matter because they were just done with the game at that point. So the fucking guys who made that their first build, great, good for them. But then us who were using a quote-unquote glitch, who fucking cares? The Buffmeister was so rare at launch anyways, it didn't matter. It was so hard to find it, and it was like getting a pearl. When I got my first Buffmeister, it was like getting a pearl. It was like, finally, I got this from the Chaos Chamber. Holy shit, I'm having such a good time. This is gonna be so broken. I loved Wonderlands at launch, dude. It was so good, and then they nerfed it. It was almost like getting a pearl because of how awful, like, the actual Borderlands, like, the Wonderlands, like, drop rates were. It was almost like an accidental perfect workaround for A, not having pearls, and B, for not having dedicated drops, because when you got what you wanted, it was like you got a pearl to drop. It actually gave the Chaos Chamber meaning. It gave world drop and loot luck meaning, and then they nerfed it, and then I think they probably at this point have given it like a good drop source, which is better. But, like, holy shit, like, what you had it. It was so good. You ruined it. Wonderlands is so disappointing because it was honestly so good and people never give it the credit it deserves for how actually good Wonderlands is and could have been. Just before the video ends, I want to shout out my channel members. They are JBH, who can and will blow up your house if given the means to do so. Wesker520, who keeps a large cartoon hammer under their pillow just in case of a break-in. Angel B, who is ready for anything. Whoa! Whoa! Apart from that, they are not ready for that. Oh my god. Jimmy Scrimpy, who found a mystical gem that lets them change the size of their ears. They sold it on eBay for a profit of a whole $3. And we got Jaden H, who isn't actually from our world. They just found like this giant pulsating hole in the ground, and before anyone could do anything about it, they just jumped down it. And Noah Rollins, who really wants to murder Roger Rabbit for some reason. Like, he really wants to. Thank you guys so much for the extra support, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you also want to become a channel member, the join button is right below the video, but also, you know, seeing as I haven't said it yet, consider subscribing, liking the video, leaving a comment. It would be pretty cool. I'm just saying, it would be pretty cool. Thanks for watching this shorter video. I'll see you next time.